Southwest plane makes dramatic plunge to avoid mid-air collision. Imagine soaring thousands of feet in the air, only to plummet like a stone. That's exactly what happened to passengers on a Southwest Airlines flight, leaving 2 flight attendants injured and hundreds of passengers terrified. But here's where it gets controversial. This wasn't just a random incident. It was a near miss with a vintage jet, raising questions about the safety of our skies. On Friday, a Southwest Airlines flight from Burbank to Las Vegas experienced a dramatic drop shortly after takeoff. The flight, Southwest 1496, received 2 alerts, prompting the pilot to climb and then descend rapidly. According to a statement from Southwest, the plane avoided a collision with a Hawker Hunter jet, a vintage aircraft currently registered to a non-citizen corporation. Flight Radar 24 and AirNav Radar confirmed the near miss on a layer of intrigue to the story. The Hawker Hunter, a relic of a bygone era, was on a training flight, unbeknownst to the Southwest pilots. Southwest Airlines assured the public that the flight continued to Las Vegas, landing uneventfully after the incident. However, the airline is now working closely with the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, to understand the circumstances that led to the near miss. The FAA, in a statement, emphasized the importance of safety in the national airspace system, vowing to investigate the incident thoroughly. A passenger, Caitlin Birdie, described the experience as terrifying, likening it to a theme park ride gone wrong. "We really thought we were plummeting to a plane crash," she told Fox News. This was not the only close call this week. A Delta plane from Minneapolis to Minot, North Dakota, narrowly avoided a collision with a B-52 bomber. And earlier this year, a passenger jet at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport nearly collided with a military plane. As the aviation industry grapples with these incidents, one thing is clear. The skies are more crowded than ever, and the need for improved safety measures has never been more pressing. What do you think about the increasing number of near misses in our skies? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Dramatic 475-foot plunge. Southwest flight evasive action after near miss. Hold on tight. Imagine the heart-stopping moment when an aircraft makes a rapid, steep descent to dodge a mid-air collision. On the evening of Friday, July 25, 2025, a Southwest Airlines flight departing from Hollywood Burbank Airport headed for Las Vegas suddenly dropped 475 feet in altitude, just minutes after takeoff. According to flight tracking data and first-hand accounts from passengers, the plane descended from 14,100 feet to 13,625 feet, roughly 6 minutes into the flight. One onboard traveler who later recounted the experience to ABC7 mentioned that the pilot explained a collision avoidance alert had activated the maneuver. Essentially, modern aircraft are equipped with sophisticated systems that detect potential collisions and automatically command the plane to either ascend or descend, all while the other aircraft takes the opposite action. In this case, the other aircraft, a Hawker Hunter registered as N335AX, was flying at an altitude of about 14,653 feet when the alert was triggered. These systems are designed to ensure safety, even when the planes are several miles apart at the time of the alert. Another passenger, Steve Yelasevics, described the episode as a sudden free fall, lasting approximately 8 to 10 nerve-wracking seconds. He vividly recalled the collective panic among fellow passengers, as many began to scream, thinking that this might be their last flight. And this is the part most people miss. These intense moments of fear and uncertainty highlight the critical role of collision avoidance systems in modern aviation. In addition to the disconcerting drop, reports indicate that a flight attendant sustained injuries, prompting immediate medical attention upon the plane's safe landing in Las Vegas. Southwest Airlines has since released a statement acknowledging the incident on Flight 1496, noting that while no customer injuries were reported initially, 2 flight attendants are receiving treatment. The airline emphasized its steadfast commitment to the safety of both its passengers and employees, adding that it is working closely with the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, to fully understand all circumstances surrounding the event. But here's where it gets controversial. Some may question the reliability and responsiveness of current collision avoidance systems, while others argue that these emergency procedures, although terrifying, are essential safeguards in the modern skies. Do you think such rapid maneuvers instill confidence in air travel safety, or do they raise more concerns than they alleviate? Share your thoughts and join the discussion in the comments below. Southwest flight near miss. Passengers injured in dramatic plummet. A shocking incident unfolded on a Southwest Airlines flight, where a plane experienced a sudden drop in altitude shortly after taking off from the Los Angeles area on Friday. Passengers took to social media to share their harrowing experiences, revealing that the pilot had to make a swift maneuver to avoid a potential mid-air collision with another aircraft. Flight 1496, which was en route from Hollywood Burbank Airport to Las Vegas, descended rapidly, causing passengers to be jolted from their seats and resulting in injuries to 2 flight attendants. According to a statement from Southwest Airlines, the crew had to respond to 2 onboard traffic alerts that necessitated both a climb and a descent to adhere to safety protocols. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, has announced that it is currently investigating this alarming incident, which comes just days after a similar near-miss event. The FAA emphasized that ensuring the safety of everyone in the national airspace system remains our top priority. Among the passengers was stand-up comedian Jimmy Dore, who recounted the chaotic moments during the flight. He mentioned that the pilot's collision warning system activated, prompting the need to avoid an approaching plane. Dore shared his experience on X, stating, "Pilot said his collision warning went off, and he needed to avoid plane coming at us. Wow, a flight attendant needed medical attention." Another passenger, Steph Zamorano, noted that the entire cabin erupted in applause once the plane safely landed. Caitlin Birdie, another traveler, described the terrifying experience, saying that passengers were screaming as the aircraft plummeted. "It was terrifying. We really thought we were plummeting to a plane crash," she recalled. Birdie further explained that the pilot addressed the passengers after the incident, clarifying that they had nearly collided with another aircraft and had lost contact with air traffic control. "I just remember him saying, 'What just happened was we almost collided with another plane, and I had to make the emergency attempt to go under because we lost service with the air traffic controller,'" she recounted. Reports from CNN indicate that the flight was nearly intercepted by a privately owned Hawker Hunter fighter jet just 6 minutes after takeoff. The jet reportedly crossed less than 2 miles in front of the Southwest plane and was flying at a similar altitude. The fighter jet had taken off from El Paso, Texas, and was headed to Oxnard, California. In their statement, Southwest Airlines confirmed that the flight continued to Las Vegas, where it landed without further incident. The airline expressed its commitment to cooperating with the FAA to fully understand the circumstances surrounding the event. "We appreciate the professionalism of our flight crew and flight attendants in responding to this event. Nothing is more important to Southwest than the safety of our customers and employees," the statement read. This incident follows closely on the heels of another alarming event, where a Delta regional flight from Minneapolis had to execute a sudden evasive maneuver to avoid a U.S. military bomber. What do you think about the safety measures in place for flights? Are they sufficient, or do you believe more needs to be done to prevent such near misses? Share your thoughts in the comments.